Very excited to be here today. Can't believe it's Friday. All right, let's get this link posted. We can begin. There we go. And I think we are live. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Dave. How are you guys? Let me just share my screen with you guys so you could see what I'm scheming here. There we go. All right. Hope you guys can hear me well. Good morning, David. Flying Ronan is in the house. Howard is in the house. Zen Master, Clay, Helicopter Gal, Eric. We got the full posse here today. Hope everybody is doing great. Happy Friday. We got Robert McPherson, Mrs. McPherson in. Got everybody in. You know my routine. We're going to be starting in about 30 seconds when we get up to 100 people in the room. And while I'm here, Dr. Serena's in the house. And while I'm here, let me just post this for you guys. So first off, my VIP room is going to be at 11 a.m. today. Good morning, Carlos. Jacques, hello. Gaston, how are you? For some reason, I mix you guys up. Gaston and Jacques, you guys are totally different, but for some reason, I mix you guys up. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It's a mental thing. And then a few other things. I am doing something very cool, Kirk, next week. Here is the link for you guys. Sign up. I'm going to be giving you projections, outlook next week. I haven't done that in quite some time. I'm going to be doing that this next week. Here is the link to sign up for that. Oh, too much information here. Let me just delete this. Good morning. We'll be starting in just a second, literally. Let me get this here. Here is this. Just got to get this link out here. And here is the link. Don't miss out. It's happening all week next week. Moondog is in the house. Hope you're feeling well, Moondog. And there's the link for you guys. Hit the link below and check out my number one. There it goes. That's it. Yeah, my election stock. It's happening. It's happening next week. Next week, I'm going to be live quite a bit. All right. Yeah, we have 150 people. I was waiting for 100. We have over 150. It's time to get started. We have a very big day today, especially in the morning, the first half of the day. Good morning, David. As you guys can see here, the Dow's up 280 points. NASDAQ's up about 100. The S&P's meeting us in between. Why is the market rallying? What's going on? Apple had earnings, and they're announcing the biggest buyback in history. Can we assume that this link will be in Telegram? At one point or another, it will be in Telegram, yes. Just wanted to give it to you guys earlier today. Interestingly, the Russell 2000, the small caps are down, which isn't all that shocking in light of the fact that that market cap hasn't been going into them. But we are seeing some upside. The big factor is going to be after the employment report, and that comes out in about 25 minutes. All right, Ricky. Oh, and by the way, before I begin, 10 to 1 p.m., Cam White, he has a program called Customer Service Live. Don't miss out. It's going to be in your members area. Hit the red link from 10 to 1 p.m. And according to Cam, who's here right now, he's going to be covering tips and tricks for Thinkorswim and TradingView. And I'll be talking about Apple in just a few minutes. So, folks, in about 24 minutes, what we need to pay attention to are these three columns. You don't really need to pay attention to all of this monthly stuff. The biggest thing is what the non-farm payroll is going to be and whether the number is going to be above 243,000 or below 243,000. Then the unemployment rate, we want to make sure the unemployment rate doesn't go up too much. So 3.8 would be fine. And the average hourly earnings, that would be really important. So these are the three major factors that me and everybody else in this country is watching. That comes out. We'll talk about it. Helicopter gal. We'll talk about next week on Monday before the Monday session. Let's deal with what's in front of us right now. We have a major report. This is one of the biggest reports for the month, and the Fed watches this report. And not only that, we also have some Fed speakers later tonight, but that's going to happen after market closes. Also, remember, Japan and China are off for a holiday. So we're not getting any overnight feedback from them, which is one of the biggest reasons why the market was so subdued. So we have employment, we've ISM service index, and PMI composite. Now, I think the employment report is going to take most of the tailwind from these two, but we do need to watch the ISM service index and the PMI. The Fed looks at this number quite a bit, especially the PMI and the range. They're expecting to be at 50-90. But again, please, please, please keep an eye on that. Volatility. As you can see here, volatility huffed and puffed, and now it's near the lower end of the range. As I mentioned before, once we enter a certain area, we tend to traverse that area. So I'm hoping that we can break this level right here, and you're going to write this down. This level is 1434. If it breaks this level, and I think it will today, if the employment report is reasonable and start moving down, and we will see money coming into different sectors. Kirk says, what impact does the employment report and hourly have on gold prices? They don't have a direct impact. They have an indirect impact. The employment report will impact the U.S. dollar, and the U.S. dollar will have an impact on gold. But if the employment report is good, really, really good, it should send gold prices lower because that's deflationary. And if the employment data is really, really bad, or if the wage number is really, really high, then if it's okay, if the report is inflationary and negative, that's positive for gold. If the report is deflationary, that's bad for gold. If it's inflationary, it's good for gold. Hopefully that helps. What number does help tech going forward? Adam, a positive report. Us having higher employment than before. And I think those two things can be a 1-2 punch for the market. So keep an eye on volatility. Volatility is going to be a major, major factor today. All right. Keep your eye on crude oil. If the report is really, really good, it can help. It can help firm prices on crude oil. This is the futures. I'm looking at the June contract, and the area you'd want to pay attention to of crude oil going up to would be about the $81-$30 level per right here, 81-82 level. Okay. Those are the major, major levels you want to pay attention to. We need to get above this level, but I like how we're building a base near value. You could see here, there's a lot of value here, and you could see the price got away from value, and now it's coming back to value. So, and we are near the 200-day moving average. And if the economy is humming along, and if it's not too inflationary, if there's a good balance between economic growth and balance, then we should see higher prices on energy prices over the near term. At least we should see energy prices not go below this level, because there's a hell of a lot of support right like a hair below, literally a hair below where we're at right now. Okay. All right, let's talk about global economy, and then I'll focus more on the rest of the market. We've been holding very, very steady here, which is very positive. We'll see if it continues, but I want to give you guys some major levels. Doc, good morning, Doc Engineer. Now, thanks to watch, it saved see Murphy's Law, right? When I did what Brian told me to do, and now it'll always be the way I want it to. But obviously mine doesn't change, right? Murphy's Law just never fails, right? Only when you need it, right? So I have a backup right here. Thank you, Brian. It worked perfectly. Richard, can you send me an email about Amazon? Remember, Richard, how I said, please do not talk about trades that we currently have in the members program. I've said that many, 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 many times. Please do not talk about trades that we have in other programs. Okay. It's insulting to other people who have the program, who paid for it, and I'm giving people free trade. It's not good. All right. All right. If you want, email me. I'll respond within half an hour. You know that. Um, but let's just say that. Let's just say this: if the market goes up, let me just say this to you. Let me answer your question this way. What sector is Amazon? Yeah, my highlights stayed on after I did the PDF, which Brian told me to do. Okay. So Amazon is a consumer discretionary stock. Look this morning at what sector is leading right now, ahead of everything on consumer cyclicals. That's consumer discretionary, and it's breaking out. Obviously, this report is very, very good for Amazon, for any type of tech stock. If Apple, this is about as good for tech stocks as you can get. The only thing we need now is the employment report giving us that follow through. That's what we need. All right. Yeah, my highlights stayed on after I did the manual highlights, which Brian taught me. So you know it'll never, after this, it'll never go off, right? Okay. So let's do it. It's just easier to do it this way. It's a cleaner screen, wider screen. So June E-minis are up 0.56. I would expect them to be a little higher, but we are seeing some follow through and we are seeing some upside on chip stocks. And when chip stocks lead, it tends to be a really good thing for the market. And I'll be talking about this in a minute too. But I like how semiconductors are looking right now, and I'm expecting semiconductors to rally. They're also up 0.42. If semiconductors go up, I'm seeing Nvidia up today. It should be good. It should be good for the market. It should be beneficial for the market. So I'm hoping that we will get above this level here on Nvidia, which is the 884 level. And I know you're writing that down right now, because if we break out of that level, we are going to break out of a ascending triangle, just kind of right here, which is at 888. All right. I would write that down right now. That would be a very important level to break out, because if we break above this level and maybe 908, we will hit all-time high once again. Okay. Let's go back to our analysis. Apple is up over 5% in pre-market. Let's see what it is right now. So I know I'm going back and forth. I don't mind doing that today because we have a lot of stuff going on. It'll give you context. Well, Apple is up now 6%. Let's see if it went down overnight at all. It did. It was actually up 186. Now it's up 184. But look, it's been holding steady, real steady overnight without anything. Should I take profit first hour? Gaston, we'll see. Why don't we see how the employment report does? What do you think? I think that's probably a better idea. Remember, Gaston, I told you shouldn't trade before earnings, but you're not listening to Uncle Roger, are you? What if Apple was down 6% right now? Anyhow, I like the breakout here, but again, don't trade earnings. You're gambling. You're just gambling. I mean, you're literally just gambling. Now, if you're taking the trade with the intent to gamble, then it's okay. But don't go taking a trade and then asking me why it's not working out after earnings. Okay. Well, that's Graham. I'm not Graham. Graham and I are two different people. All right. Apple advanced 5% in pre-market trading. Their iPhone sales were better than expected, but their chip now, or yesterday, I want to show you something. Yesterday, this company right here had earnings, and this company had really bad earnings yesterday. The earnings were so bad that the stock was down 16%. Now, do you know why this happened? It happened because no, we don't have a picture as to trade right now. We have to have the employment report. The employment report can unravel all of this or give us a huge boost. We need to have the employment report. So Cuervo makes chips for the iPad. Okay, the stock was down. Apple, on the other hand, is up. Well, Roger, what's going on? How come the company that's making chips for the iPad is down, and how come Apple is up? Let me show you why. Let me show you why. I read it yesterday on a headline. It was part of a headline. Apple earnings show that, yeah, it's really time for some new iPads. Well, I'm not going to get big on this, but just so you know, Apple iPads were down 10% in this earnings report. 10%. So iPads, Apple is doing well. Thank you, China. But their iPad sales are down 10%. That's why the company that's making the iPad is not chips for the iPad is not doing well because sales are down 10%. The interesting thing is the report came out on Cuervo the day before Apple. So we kind of had a really good idea that iPad sales were not going to be great. And I told you that yesterday, 24 hours before iPad sales, when I pointed out Cuervo and explained that uh, they do chips for Apple. What's really amazing about Apple, and I think this is going to be a catalyst for Apple, and this is why I want to talk about Apple today extensively, because the tech giant also unveiled a 110 billion share buyback program, the largest stock buyback in history. This could potentially be a major catalyst for tech, taking us to all-time highs once again. Factory orders rose 1.6% in March, in line with expectations. That was the only major report yesterday that came out. Now, even after Powell spoke, even after Powell didn't mention a timeline anymore, even after Powell said that things are just not as great as he originally envisioned, after all of that, the dense kid, he's still thinking there's a 14% chance he's going to get his bike in June. Now, let me ask you guys a question. You were all listening to Powell. I would say after listening to Powell, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I would say that after listening to Powell, I would say the odds of rates going down in June, not from my perspective, I'm a professional, but from a reasonable person perspective, I would say they would be about 5%. They're still at 14%. Are people drunk? Are people not seeing that we're what are we, May, June? I mean, really? He's telling you guys that economy is getting worse, and the kid is still thinking there's a really good chance he's going to get his bike. And what about June? I mean, what about July? Oh, let's see. Will it refresh? Murphy's Law. See, kept it. Every time I'm going to print it, watch, it's going to keep it. Yeah, I would say this is about 4 or 5%. And I think July, I think maybe 10%. It's at 31%. So this is not really good. Also on Zoom, can we attend both short of logging into yours and one balling, switching to YouTube and coming back? PD, Cam is a 10. I'm at 11. You can do whatever you want. You can go back, forth, come in, come out, but I don't know if you can have on two different Zoom channels. But you can watch me on YouTube if you want, and you can go on customer service live. I don't know why you'd want to be in two programs at one time. Kirk says, after all I'm hearing, I want my bike. Yeah, I don't think you're getting your bike. So I highlighted this because I think this is highly, highly, highly. But again, who am I to argue with what the market is pricing into its value right now? I'm just going to go with the flow. I think this is absurd. I think this is criminal. I think this should be 10%, not 31%. We've got Hershey's earnings coming out today. Hershey's, I don't know if you guys remember or not, I was making a big deal about cocoa prices being the highest they've been in history. Well, I'm happy to tell you that cocoa prices dropped from the most they've ever dropped in history. And cocoa is not that expensive anymore. And all you chocolate lovers, you can rejoice. That's right, Henry. So no soup for you, PD Murrill. I don't know why you'd want to be anywhere else at 11 a.m. when I'm giving you hot stocks and going over daily levels. I mean, folks make money in my VIP room, but if you prefer to be somewhere else, what can I tell you? A survey conducted by 22V Research, which I've never heard of before, said that 27% of investors expect a risk-off reaction from today's employment report. 43% expect mixed. We'll see where that goes. The ISM manufacturing data is coming out today. Came out yesterday. It came out fairly reasonable. Unemployment rate will be reported today. We're looking at a 3.8. That will be very, very steady. We've got Fed speakers speaking tonight. They will have no impact on the market. Europe is up a little bit. They're very happy about the employment data. Gains in tech stocks are leading the overall market higher on Friday. I see no reason why tech would be bearish today because of all the positive news we're getting on Apple. And we also got positive news on Square, which climbed 7%, which is pretty darn good in pre-market after payment, and it's a tech company, reported good earnings. Amgen also, this is a biotech company, also did well. Bookings did well. The only thing that didn't do well is a small company called Net, which helps us with servers. If you have a server, say in USA, and you have folks following you in China, it will get a server close to China, so it doesn't have to get all that bandwidth coming from USA. I use this. Most businesses use this who are international. It's telling us that global web traffic is not in demand as much as it was. Good, Dave. Glad to hear that. Two computers. Look at you, War Dog. Two different computers. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's all good. So that's the data. Let's now talk. Let's now get a little closer and see what's going on. Okay, this is my favorite part of the morning. It's all good. PD, you can always watch me on YouTube and you can pause, you know? I don't know. I'm not watching Novo right now, and I'm probably not watching it because it's not doing anything. Let me show you something. Let me guess. The stock is right here. This was one of the 7 losers we took in the trading pit. Yes, we only have 7 losers so far. Yeah, the stock isn't doing anything right now. It's still in this range. It just today got out of this range. I will start picking this up on my scanner later today on a 20 and a 50-day breakdown. So we should start seeing more of the stock. I'm probably not going to do anything on the stock, but watch it for the next week or so. It's not on my radar right now. That's all I could say. Okay. Let's do our levels. Everybody likes our levels. So by now, you guys know how well these levels work. Look at 500. We kept right here, and now look overnight. We are now. I'm going to just extend this a little bit. We are overnight past that 505.50 level right here. We are now over here. Let me go to a 5-day. We're right here. What I'm hoping is now that we are above this level, that we are going to traverse the 510 level. There's a lot of value here, a lot of value. So we are now between the 505 and the 510. The level we want to watch very, very carefully today is the 505.50 level. If we break below the 505.50 level, the odds are we're going to go back to the 500 level. I don't think that's going to happen, and let me tell you why. Volatility is starting to come down. And usually when volatility comes off, markets tend to rally. And I like this rally, and I like the fact how all night long we defended that pesky 505 level. Soon you guys are going to get that. You're going to be dreaming of that 505.50 level in your sleep because we've been hitting it so often. Nonetheless, we're now going higher. I'm hoping that the employment report is positive. More likely than not, the report will, unless it's amazing, will just give us a lot of volatility here, and then we'll see the trading range a little bit later in the day. But what I'm hoping for is that we traverse all the way to the upper end of this level and then break out to the 50-day moving average. Let me give you a daily chart of this so you could see what I'm talking about. I don't know why I just did that right now, but I did. But you could see we're above yesterday's level. What I want to see us go up all the way up to this level right here from 429, okay, which is at 510. But here's the interesting part. Watch this. Ah, damn it. It's hard to see it here. Let me do it here. Too many lines. Hey, Mazen, how are you? Oh, why is it doing this? Okay, well, you know what? Here, I could do it here. This is right here. I know you guys could see my screen. This is the 50-day moving average right here. And this is where we're at right now. And we're at 507. We need to break 510, which is going to be right here, and then look at how close that is to the 50-day moving average. So the next step is the 50-day moving average for for the market right here. So let me go back here. So you've got this level, and then you have that moving average. And then you have that. I apologize. It's taking me long to show you something, but I'm trying to show you something important. So it's like right here somewhere, right there. Thomas, based on the futures price, which is the first thing I show you, the futures is what drives the market. Look, when you come on here, the first screen you see every morning is this screen right here. NASDAQ futures, S&P futures, the Dow futures. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Yeah. Not 24, but almost 24. And actually 6 days a week, JT, but not 24. Futures. That's why we always look at futures overnight. Okay. And by the way, stocks do trade overnight, Thomas, just so you know. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you could trade stocks overnight. So back to the S&P. So you understand that there's the moving average right here. So we need to stay above 505.50. We need to go above 510. Hey, Atlin, how are you? And we need to click that moving average, which, as I mentioned, is right here at the 511, 512 level, just a hair above where we are right here. So it'll be like right there, and that'll propel us right to 515. Now, let's look at QQQ. Things are not as clear for the QQQ because the QQQ is much more wider. So we are now look at how good my levels work. Let me just go right across. Look at that. Look at where we're not bad, right? So we're right around the 430 level right now. That's a very dangerous place to be because we can right now key off of that level and come all the way down here, or we can break that level and start coming up to the next level, which is I'm hoping what I'm doing. But I'm very nervous because for the last 20, 30 minutes, we've seen a lot of resistance at this level here. See that? I am. I'm very happy today. I had a good night last night. Although I'm not going to I'm not going to Charleston with my wife. My father-in-law, he's in the hospital. He has some heart problems, so we're not going this weekend. We're going to stay. He's not a healthy guy, and so we're gonna be here. So I'm not going anywhere. But I was planning on going after the market closed anyway, so it's not going to impact you guys at all. So you guys see the QQQ, we're at a very, very critical level right now. And I'd love to see us go at 434. And if you guys are too lazy to write this down, that's fine. I'll talk about it at 11 o'clock. And I show this on my, look at that. We're getting a little, let's see if it goes above. But it's about that time. And if you guys know what the numbers are, let me know so I can broadcast it here. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's that breakout. So I don't know what the numbers are, but I could tell you that I could tell you the report is being interpreted positively for the tech sector. It's funny, huh? I was just talking about breaking this level. That's why I like doing this at 8:30 here with you guys. Yeah, he is the oldest living kidney donor recipient in the world. His sister gave him his kidney about 35 years ago. And people with kidneys don't live as long. He's like 74, 75, but his body's like an 85, 90-year-old. So we didn't think he was going to be here. We didn't think he was going to be around 10, 15 years ago. He's still with us, knock on wood. He's an amazing guy. They live in Nocatee, and hopefully he'll be okay. Everything jumped right now. Everything jumped. Look at NASDAQ. I don't know if you guys have figured this out yet, but the numbers came out really good. I don't even know what they are, but they came out really good. But we'll find out what they are right now. Isn't it fun being here on Friday with me in real time while we're watching this together? That's my favorite part. That's why I wanted to do this at 8 in the morning so I could hang out and be here with you guys. Let's see how the S&P is reacting. Oh, yeah. We're all the way up here. We're at 510. Look at that. We jumped all the way to 510. Look at that. Look at that. That's nice. That's really nice. Let's see if we have the number. There was a problem with this page. Yeah, because everybody's trying to load it right now. And I don't have Trade Exchange here. I have it at work. I don't have it set up here. 175,000. Really? Interesting. Wow, that's a good number. So, anyways, you guys could see here, we're clearly going to move higher a lot today. The futures are up like crazy right now. I'll bet you like 450, 500 points on the Dow. Where's my gain? What's going on here? It'll reflect. This should reflect the numbers. It takes them a little while to start going up, but let's just say this is very positive. This is good information, not bad information. Here, let me just quickly take a look here. The Dow Jones is up 477 points right now. Okay. 477 points. Oh, and by the way, look, here's the 50-day moving average on the Dow. We just clipped it. Okay, here's all the numbers we need right here. Sorry, didn't. Sorry about that. Let me just copy this and paste it for you guys. One second. Oh, forget it. Yeah, the bond market's liking it. Everything's liking it. So average hourly earnings, they were expecting 3.9. They were expecting 4. They got 3.9. Average work, they were expecting 34.4. They got 34.3. And participation rate, they were expecting 62.7. They got 62.7. So let's see if we can reload this number. Anyway, the bottom line is things are moving in the right direction. Let's hope that the NASDAQ agrees with us and keeps moving. But yeah, as you could see, we're breaking these levels. We finally broke that 505 level, folks. Okay. Yeah, one second. Let me just get this. I posted something and it was way too big and I can't seem to now delete it. One second here. Okay. I apologize for the delay. I'm trying to navigate here. So the SPY is looking good. The QQQ is looking really good. Let's look at let's look at the QQQ still near this area. Remember I told you if we break above here, funny enough, I told you this a minute before it happened. I said if we break above here, we'll more likely traverse all the way up. And it happened. Futures are up 522. Thank you, Roddy. I appreciate that. Okay. So with that said, let's just see how some of our stocks are doing. Apple is at 185 right now. Amazon is at 186.25 right now. Nvidia is up 16 points right now, almost up 2% right now. So yeah, there's going to be some short coverings today. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Why don't we go through stocks? But folks, don't get too excited. It's really important that you remember this level. There was one last thing I wanted to show you. I got distracted because of all this positive news. One last thing I wanted to show you. So this is the QQQ, and the 50-day moving average on the QQQ is at 436. Please remember this number, 436.54 on the SPY. We're almost there. Look at that. Remember I said if we go a little bit above 510, we may hit this moving average? We're almost there. Remember, 511.67. And for the Dow, we're already crossing it, which is really, really good. So I think we got a 1-2 punch, folks. Hey, we got 300. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that, Dave. I appreciate it. We broke our record again. One second. Okay. Broke our record. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. So, all right, we're not done yet. We're just going through our stocks, and then I'll do another review afterwards. But so, oh, there we are. We're above that level. Let's look at on date on an intraday. Look at that. Nice, 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 nice. So, I mean, we got a really good news from Apple, and we got really good news from the employment report. I think the market will try to hit the 50-day moving average on the SPY and go above it. I think it's time for us to talk about our stocks. Okay. All right. Uh, let's do it. Keeping you here. No, I'm not going to keep you here longer than usual, so you guys should be okay. All right. Shark Ninja, peeing off of the 8-day EMA, looking fantastic. Looking fantastic. I might have talked about this stock before a little bit. Um, Dell still looks good. Now, I'm really curious if it's going to continue moving higher because if energy prices start coming back up, that could be an issue. But so far, so good. And it's outperforming other airline stocks. Most airline stocks are not doing this good. And I like to see that. I like to see one stock really tune it up on the sector. Google, I like Google. And yes, this is a stock in one of our members' areas, but I just can't resist. I like Google. I'm going to give you two financial stocks, Goldman Sachs, which I like, and I'm going to give you Schwab. You don't pick both. You pick one. You pick one, not both. Okay. They're highly correlated. If I had a choice, I would pick Schwab because I just like the longer term trend, but they both look fantastic. I know a lot of folks love Goldman Sachs. That's fine. This stock is back. I love how it's looking right now. It's looking really good right now. I told you about the stock yesterday. By the way, the entire consumer staples are really moving well. Probably not today because tech is going to take over, but I like how this is looking and I like how it's breaking out. And I like, by the way, most stocks in XLP right now. Don't throw this sector out don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's keying off the 50-day. If the market gives us more digestion, this can really come up. DVA. Not a lot of healthcare stocks are moving up today. This one is. I think it had earnings, so we're just going to stay away from it today and probably focus on tech today. RMD, another healthcare stock. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That's nice looking stock. Gapped up, digested, starting to move higher. Oh, by the way, a few folks asked me about Netflix. It was up 13 points yesterday. It's down right now, but I'm really loving how it's moving and hugging the 100-day moving average. I'd love to see it break up from here, but so far so good. We'll see how it's looking later today. Okay, let's continue. GNK. This is the last long stock I have. Genco Shipping. Nice looking stock. Okay, let's do the short side, shall we? Finally, natural gas stocks are starting to cooperate because natural gas was going down and the stocks were going up. Finally, we have a breakdown in APA. I like to trade this stock quite often, by the way. It's one of my favorite stocks to trade. It has good spreads and it's very tight and it's not that correlated to anything else. This is Coach. You remember the company Coach, the handbags for women and bags, I guess men too now. They have some room till the 200-day moving average, but this is not looking good. And most retailers, this is a retailer. They're not doing that great right now. This is a stock that I almost sold yesterday. I told you guys in the pit, I don't know why I didn't sell it. I honestly have no excuse. Oh, maybe the spreads were too wide. But I really wanted to sell it. It doesn't count, hindsight is 2020. But another right below the 100-day line on good volume. What you want to do today is start looking for shorts that are in a good position. Ugh, look at this. What a dog. Ugh, already had earnings. Too late. Talked about it several times this week. Did anybody take the stock, Sprout Social? I've been giving it to you guys several times. Papa John's still valid trade. Ugh, what a dog. This one is kind of new on our list. Oh, what a dog. What a dog. And last but not least, Medfast. All right. Now, folks, before let you go, a couple of things. Please, please, please sign up for my Outlook. Remember last time I gave you my Outlook, what happened? Remember a few of those stocks that went down? So hit this link. Hit this link. It's Friday. I want to make sure you guys signed up for this. Okay. It's good, good stuff. I want to make sure you guys sign up for this. It won't cost you anything. So one thing I'll talk about here is that I won't talk about here is politics, especially when it comes to my personal opinions. We're here to talk about the markets. When it comes to our portfolios, the winner of the 2024 election will have a major impact on what we trade. This could be one of the biggest elections in history. I'm hosting a major event at 1 p.m. on Monday where I'll show you how I'm preparing and planning to trade volatility. I'll give you my number one election stock, the sector expect to outperform leading up to the elections. These are big opportunities. I don't want you guys to miss out. Please, please, please follow this link. Last time I gave you this, remember I gave you NVIDIA as my top stock. I gave you Humana as my worst stock. Oh, yeah, this one, ZG, still on my short list. Nothing has changed. Yeah, nothing has changed. Still on my short list. All right, you guys have a fantastic weekend. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, not customer service, please. We have 13 or 15 people and then Cam on top of that. But if you want to get a hold of me for trade stuff, please do. I have an open virtual door policy. I don't think today's going to be a crazy day. We have a lot of positions that we're nursing in our programs. We have one in the pit, which I think I'm going to liquidate at the open if it goes above X price. I'll post some numbers there for you guys. And overall, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And if I'm helping you to keep you out of trouble and helping you make money, put yes in the chat before you go. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye, guys. And I'll be broadcasting live all day today in the Telegram channel as usual. Bye, everyone. Let me know if I'm helping you out.